Hello friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, you're very welcome. My name is Anita, and today I'm going to show you guys on how to make this beautiful summer dress. First of all, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to help it grow and to get notification each and every week I upload new tutorial on my channel. First thing you're going to do, you're going to fold your fabric into two, just as you can see me doing. And the next thing you're going to do, you're going to grab a dress, a fitting dress that you have at home, place it on top, because this dress is a beginner project, so we will not be needing a pattern. Since we don't want the dress to have a sleeve, we're going to fold the top part of the dress, and after when I'm done folding it, the next thing I'm going to do, just pin them up to make sure by the time I'm cutting, it will not move. After which I'm done pinning that, I'll simply go ahead and cut the dress. And make sure when you're cutting it, you should leave at least half an inch of allowance, because this fabric is a very stretchy fabric. You don't need 1 inch of allowance, okay? Just half an inch is enough for the sewing allowance. And it depends on how long you want the dress to be. If you want it to be much shorter, you go ahead and reduce it, and if you want it to be much longer, you go ahead and increase the length of the dress. After done cutting it, we're going to remove the pin, and we're going to keep that aside. For the rest of the fabric, we're going to cut the casing for the strap for the front. You're going to measure 3 inch wide by the length of your dress, okay? So I'm simply going to cut that, and as well I'll be cutting the straps for the dress, which is 10 inch long, 10 inch long by 1 inch wide. 2 straps for the front. You simply measure your bra straps, okay? That's what I use, and I got the casing and the long strap for the front, and here are the 2 pieces of the dress. So we're going to simply move them aside. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to simply fold this like this, and we're going to stitch this. After stitching, we're going to turn it out with a safety pin. Once we're done turning that out, you're going to press it, and now here is the straps that I went ahead and stitched, and I press it up. The next thing we're simply going to do is we're going to measure the center of our dress. I will draw a straight line that's going to serve as our guideline. So by the time we're stitching that's the casing for the dress, the casing for the strap, sorry, that line is going to serve as a guideline. Sorry, the pen is not really showing. This is a fabric pen, okay? By the time anything hot go on it, it would disappear. Normally, some people normally do this, put the straps, that's the casing for the strap, after when they are done sewing, but I find this way the most easy way of sewing this. Here is the line. If you can really check clearly, you'll see the line there. And we're simply going to leave about half an inch, no, 1 inch at this top part. Then we'll grab our casing, we'll put it right here and pin it. We just continue, make sure we put it straight at the line which we mark with the line that we marked before, and we'll continue pinning it to reach to the downer part. Once we're done pinning that up, we're going to just take it to the sewing machine and sew the two sides. And later, after when we are done sewing the two sides, the next thing we'll do, we'll separate the casing at the center. So I just realized that my casing was a little bit longer. I'm going to cut it and pin that. So you can see we're done pinning. We're just going to take to the sewing machine and stitch straight. Make sure you just take your time and stitch because you want to have a neat work at the front piece of your dress. Once I'm done stitching this side, we're simply going to stitch the other side and separate it at the center as well. Make sure you always backstitch when you get to the end, backstitch when you start to secure your So this is what it looked like after when I've stitched the casing. This is what it looked like at the front, a neat job. This is what I wanted. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to join the two pieces together. That's the front and the back, right side facing each other. We're going to pin it, and later on we're going to stitch. Go ahead and stitch that, okay? And now here are the straps. We're simply going to this 1 inch by 10 inch long, okay? I guess I mentioned that before. Simply going to fold like so, the right side facing each other. We're going to stitch this. And I also forget that this dress is a stretchy dress, so you're supposed to stitch it with the elastic with with the zigzag stitch, okay? So the first thing I did on the dress was I stitched it with a normal regular straight stitch. Then I go back again and stitch it again with a zigzag stitch, because if you don't stitch it with a zigzag stitch, by the time you put it, is going to break, so you have to repeat the same process. So for you to avoid that, do it with a zigzag stitch. So now we're done stitching the straps, and the next thing we're going to do, we're going to fold. That's fold 1 in, half in and half in, because we just left 1 inch for allowance. Fold and put your pins and put as much pins as you can. Continue putting your pins, and when we are done putting our pins, we're simply going to take and stitch that up. So I went ahead and just stitched it with a zigzag stitch, as I said before again. split repeater. So we're simply going to fold half an inch and half an inch because we left just 1 inch of allowance. Half inch, half inch. Now you put a pins and we're going to stitch that. That's because I did the top part without showing you guys, so I want to show you guys on how to stitch this up. If you're a beginner, you make sure you put as much pins as you can, okay? Backstitch when you start and backstitch when you get to the end. I always say that with a zigzag stitch, please. Once we're done stitching, the dress is almost done. We're simply going to put our straps, add our straps to it. So you're going to measure whatever we have here. That's about 6.5 inch. So we're going to measure 3 and 0.25 mark. Once you're done marking, we're simply going to put the straps here and pin that and do the same thing with it. Make sure the straps are straight. Pin it and we're going to take it and stitch it as well. Just making sure I take my time, go through it bead by bead. We are almost done with the dress. I'm going to take our safety pin and put our straps inside. You start from the downer part. It is advisable for you to start from the downer part, and when you get to the top, you do a U-turn. But as you can see, I started here, so when I get to the downer part, I have to come back again, grab the other side of the straps and pass it. So So here is the dress. I hope that you guys love this. It's not even done yet, but I'm just so excited to put on the dress. Just make sure you take your time and do that. Here's what it look like. It's so beautiful, guys. I really love this project, and I hope that you guys do. If you do not forget to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, share with your friends so they could know how to make this as well. And please do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification so you always get notified each and every week I upload new tutorials on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. Bye.